anyone you ask is either, do you want to buy something? And if as soon as you ask about someone else, they're on to the next person. They don't get sales from people that are looking for friends. So you're not having much luck. And Durga, you're reasonably having a few coins come your way in the form of other people's wallets, other people's belongings. It's probably a lucrative morning for you, quite nicely. Tag, where would be at the tavern in the morning, or would you be out and about?
I could be out and about with my investors, looking around potential shop locations in the market.
Okay. Well, the market itself, I'll just draw a square on the map for you. The market tends to spring up, or what I consider the markets tends to spring up in this area of town, more in the form of stalls, or what you might, the Otara markets. People bring up their stalls with their goods, their fresh produce for the day, and it sort of goes up there. So you might be looking for buildings around the shopping district as well, which is just to the south. Either way, you're close to this east side of town. Ulfgar, you'll be probably looking for people to take you somewhere, right? That was your goal. You wanted to be getting transport to the mountains in the south, or at least mountains somewhere in this place.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be asking around, probably maybe Sailor's Tavern, something like that, or maybe where I find the caravan guards hanging out.
All right. In this shopping district, or rather in the northern part of the shopping district, you find a lot of the warehouses. It's where a lot of the goods are brought in wholesale and distributed amongst the smaller markets, or even getting ready to be sold from then on. And excuse me, hang on. You're also on the eastern side. And it's various people looking.
Rip?
Oh, did I cut out?
Yeah.
Your headset sounds like it's pitching a fit.
Yeah, it is. Hang on, let me plug it in. How's that? Is that any better?
Better.
Okay, so I don't know where I caught up to, but you'd be over in the eastern side as well, in the warehouse district, where you see various lots of caravans unloading their wares, and not so much the sellers and buyers themselves, but certainly the men that are in charge of bringing the goods into the town. You find sort of a large concentration of them over on this eastern side. So you'd be over here. So that's Ulfgar, Tag, Hengilian. Cecil, where might you be in a morning day? Where would we find you?
Well, let's say that I am currently looking to get out of this little town, so I'll be looking to hire on a caravan.
Nice. You might be down there as well as this Goliath, asking for ways to get out, or people that are willing to carry you out at least.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so our first interaction, our first collision of players will be you two. You're talking to a man, probably the first man you come across, and asking about travel and would they be willing to take you as far as Skyrim, where they're going. And you see a rather large Goliath. Ulfgar, describe what you look like a little bit.
So I'm about 7'6", so pretty tall, meaty, kind of traditional Goliath stature. Balded head, a few tribal tattoos, a lot of scars, a lot of scarring up and down my arms and legs. I'm wearing a chainmail hauberk, but you can tell that there's been a few chinks taken out here and there, probably battle worn if nothing else. I look rugged, kind of dark circles under the eyes, a lot of dirt. Kind of look like I just rolled off a cart myself.
All right, it's a hell of an image. And this is the man you see, or the Goliath, the giant of a man you see, that appears to be also asking for a ride. The man you're talking to sort of huffs and says, "The second one asking about this today. I told you, and I'll tell him, tell both of you, tell anyone else who comes along. I'm not for hire. I'm beholden to a man. Got me contract. You're not going to find a path with me." And he sort of gestures over to Ulfgar and says, "Perhaps the two of you can travel together, eh?"
I'll wander over to the incredibly tall person, seeing as I'm like a good three foot something.
She's like three
Together
of you.
you make about 2 people.
Yeah. On average, you're 2 human.
So I'll first start by trying to get his attention, or his attention, I guess, before he accidentally steps on me.
All right.
Excuse me, sir.
And Ulfgar, you just hear a small voice just from behind you call out, "Excuse me, sir." And you look, and what do you look like, Cecil?
So I am like I said, a short kobold. I have like fairly nice, like deep dark blue robes, and lots of silver jewelry and silver like accents. I've got like a pale blue scale color, I guess, and it's flecked with like white and gray. And yeah, I'm very small. You don't see really so much of the like the normal tribal like clothing that you would normally see on a kobold. I seem very like I want to dress as fancy as I possibly can. And you also you probably wouldn't be able to see if I have a tail or not, because spoilers, I don't.
Okay, I look down and yes, little man.
Yes, I was told that you were looking for a way out of this city.
Yes, I want to go to the mountains.
You want go to mountains. Okay. Well, my name is Cecil, and I want go to mountains as well.
You have family in mountains?
Sure. Yes. And that's why I want go to mountains. You seem like you are very capable of getting to mountains.
I lived in mountains.
I thought it was mountain singular.
So and I'm just coming up with this on the spot, I'm going to say, I am looking for people to help me get to mountains so that we can all get to mountains. Are you interested?
Yes, I can travel with little man. I'm looking for tribe, Goliath, big like me.
Wonderful. Okay. Do I know if we would need like a boat or something?
You would be able to follow rivers to like the bottom of the mountain. You assume so at least. Be easy information to come across. But you definitely need either some sort of horse, carriage, something that a lot sooner. So you'd probably get maybe 2 or 3 days travel by boat before the mountains start coming up, hills start getting higher, and you need to be traveling by foot, by land. You can easily come across this by talking to any of the caravaneers. They'll offer the information freely. They know the areas, even if they're not offering you rides. So yeah, it's probably you'd be more looking, if you go into the mountain, at some sort of land-based travel.
Do you happen to possess like a cart that you pull behind your back?
I'm not Workhorse. I look for cart as well.
Oh no,
I-
no, I'm sorry. I meant horses. That horses would pull. I would never suggest that you were a beast of burden. Never.
I mean, I used to be, but not anymore.
He used to be a horse.
Yes, horse is my spirit totem.
So, yes, okay. Well, I'm going to see if I can find some horses from these caravanners.
Okay, so you asked the caravaneers.
Yeah.
The guys that are nearby, the ones that sort of offer you the information of how you travel, inform you that unfortunately none of their beasts are for sale. But one of them says that he is in need of a couple more beasts as well. The last trip here cost him 2 of his animals and he needs to go buy some more. So he'll happily show you to a man who he hopes will be able to sort you all out with some beasts.
Oh, that's great news.
All right. He says, well, I'm leaving now, so are you ready to both come with me?
I see no reason why we should stay.
Okay. And Ulfgar, you're going as well?
Ulfgar will follow.
Okay. So you guys head over the square. On this map, you can see this big open wide space. This is chock-a-block with people, horses, carriages, large, like 6 horses pulling a 20-foot long, 30-foot long, 40-foot long carriages, just with huge amounts. Basically, the freight liners of horse and carriage, just filling this area. People selling straight off the back of carts that are coming, and people loading up on the other side to go out the other way. Just loading up more supplies, dry goods, things that will last a long time and are being exported out. So it's a pretty busy hub, but he directs you through the throngs of people over to the other side into the markets where more permanent stalls are set up. And he directs you to a man that is standing beneath a sign that has written on it in a tongue I don't think either of you understand. Either of you understand Goblin?
No.
No, not me.
Okay. So there's just a Goblin scroll. It looks a little like messy graffiti almost written under the sign, but with the recognizable numbers 50. And the man himself is tall for a goblin. He's about 4.5, 5 foot tall. Almost normal, no, about 5.5, 6 foot tall, sorry. Almost human sized. But he's very goblin-esque in his features. The greenish pallid skin and a long hooked nose. And he's got a pipe that is about a foot long and stretches from his mouth quite down in front of his chest. And he sort of lazily puffs on it as you approach. And he calls out, "What are you looking to buy?"
Well, my good sir, we are looking for a wagon and, oh, yes, a horse also. Those 2 things we want to buy.
"Yes, I have these things for sale." And he points to the top of the sign. He points to the sign above him, rather, where it says 50. He says, "That's the price. 1 horse, 1 wagon."
Okay, Uthgar, pay the man.
So you look back, and Uthgar is not right behind you. He's actually hiding in in the stall next to you. He seems to be kind of apprehensive about the goblin. He is trying not to be noticed by the goblin.
All right. Also, at this point, Durga, in the market, you're still pickpocketing, yes?
Yeah.
Could I please get a thievery check in the tower? Now, in the tower, on the bottom right of your screen, next to the tokens button, you'll see a little castle rampart thing. If you drop a dice into that, it'll roll in the tower, which means only I will see the result. So when I call for things in the tower, that's what I'm referring to. You can right-click it to unlock it and move it around if you prefer it somewhere else. Okay. So you're in the midst of relieving a rather finely dressed gentleman of a chunky gold necklace that hangs around his shoulders and low down onto his neck, without him noticing. He's deep in deep in conversation with a trader that he's seems to be haggling for a rather cheaper price. When you pinch the necklace around, and with a slight bump, and he sort of turns to look at you, or to look where the bump came from, and you're the other side pulling the necklace away. When you bump into the back of a Goliath, who appears to be coming around the side of the same stall that you're with this man, backwards. He seems to be looking away around the corner, and he bumps right into you, knocking the gold chain from your hand and onto the ground. This Goliath, is none other than Ulfgar, a 7.6 foot tall Goliath of a man who looks rather apprehensive around the corner. He barely even notices you when he bumps you.
God damn it.
And Ulfgar, you feel the slightest bump from behind you as you duck into the stall next. And just a brief turn will reveal a guy who's rather sheepishly standing over a chain necklace laying on the ground.
How
No
big
other
is the
context.
necklace?
If you were to lay it out straight, it'd probably be 2 foot long. Like it's one of those shoulder
No, I
ones.
mean, how it is currently.
Oh, how big is it?
Yeah.
That's a decent pile on the ground. Like it's quite a hefty gold necklace.
So I can't fit it under my foot.
No, absolutely not.
Got that.
It's got about 8 big square sort of slabs of gold, and 2 of them would fit under your foot, maybe. It's quite a hefty affair.
Okay, so as I bump into him, I look over and see, and sorry, and I put my fingers up to my lips and shh, goblin there, goblin, take me back. No, let goblin take back.
Okay, big guy.
Shh, goblin.
Uthgar, where are you? Where did you go?
You hear the calling from the stall over. It appears this person calling out might be referring to this Goliath in front of you.
I look over and try to duck down as much as I possibly can, given my stature, and I try to hide behind, the closest thing I could see.
All right, which will be a part of the stall. The man whose necklace you relieved as well has turned around to see what the conversation is just behind him, and has noticed on the ground his necklace. Have you tried to recover it, Durgo?
Nope.
Okay, so he exclaims, he cries out, "Ah, my necklace!" And he starts feeling around his neck. How did it? Did this fall? How did this happen? And he quickly scoops it up.
I think it happened when the big guy bumped into me, and then I bumped into you.
Roll me a bluff.
You might want to get a better luck for it. It seems broken.
Roll me a bluff check. Okay. He sort of goes a bit red and says, "Of course. It's new. You see, I'm not accustomed to it. I'll ensure to get something more secure." And he puts it around his neck again and quickly hurries off, leaving you with just this Goliath that seems to be trying to shrink further and further into the wall of this stall as someone calls out from beyond.
I look at him a bit annoyed.
Yeah, he blew your mark a little bit.
So can I see the Goliath acting shifty from where I am?
Where are you? No, you'd be around the corner. Roll me perception, because he's hiding from you. And Ulfgar, roll me a stealth in the tower.
So do you want me to roll into the tower as well, or do you just want to roll in
Just as long as one of them is.
So do you just drag the die onto the tower?
Yeah, if you just drag it
I don't
on
see anything.
and drop. Yeah. So, Ulfgar, you've rolled and it's come up for me. Hengilian, yours rolled out there so we can all see. Okay, so you rolled a 2. The other roll wasn't much better, I'll be honest. You can't quite see where this Goliath has got to, but you do hear a hushed voice, which appears to be speaking in the same broken sentences that Ulfgar was using earlier, coming from the stall next door. Can't think why he would be there, but it's where the voices are coming from.
All right, I start making my way towards the commotion.
Okay, and you round the side of the stall. The goblin makes no motion to follow. A sail comes, a sail goes. He doesn't mind. And you come around and you see a drow. And Durga, what do we see? What do you look like?
He's a rather tall for drow, 6 feet.
All right.
And I wish my push to talk didn't switch tabs on this, but fuck it. But yeah, he's rather big, but he's kind of hunched over most of the time to look less intimidating and look less out of place.
So despite being tall and sticking out, he tries his best not to do that.
Yeah.
All right. And you wearing any normal garb or anything in particular? Any noticeable leather armors or anything?
I'm just wearing basic leather armor right now, and not openly, just having a cloak over it with the hood down.
All right. So that's what you see when you come around the corner, Cecil. The Goliath hiding behind the wall with a rather peeved off looking drow just next to him.
Oh, I actually think it was
It was me.
yeah, it was Tag. I think.
Oh, sorry.
It was Hengilian.
Hengilian, not Tag.
Hengilian. Sorry.
I walk up behind the drow, who I'm a foot taller than.
Yeah.
And I ask, what's going on here?
Wait, who did?
Hengilian.
Hengilian.
So this is a dragonborn. Do you want to describe what you look like a little bit?
Yes, I'm a 7 foot tall golden dragonborn, pupilless eyes, and I'm instead of horns like most dragonborns have, I have fins on the side of my head, similar to an aquatic dragon, but I am gold, and I'm wearing full plate mail that is all silver and gold, due to being a paladin for Bahamut. I have a heavy shield strapped to my back, along with a long sword.
So you're quite the imposing, authoritative figure.
Yes, strikingly intimidating. Most people think that I'm trying to intimidate when I'm just talking.
Okay. So I'm sure some of that comes across when this dragonborn approaches Durga. If you saw this, you might not be, or you might consider he's probably some sort of guard or law enforcement person approaching the scene of a disturbance, calling out. So what did you say? What's going on here?
Nothing here. Just this big guy bumping into me. But he seems like an okay guy. I point to the very big guy that's trying to be very tiny.
So Ulfgar, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll just walk over to Ulfgar and say, "Are you okay?"
I'm okay, but goblins scare me. No goblins.
There doesn't appear to be any goblin in this immediate vicinity, but you do notice around the corner of this stall a goblin run stall, a few meters down. Perhaps he's the source of this drama.
and I'll just point over and say, "That goblin."
Not that goblin. Goblins keep me. Goblins torture me. Me not comfortable around goblins.
Okay, well, that's.
I don't
move
think
away.
anyone's comfortable around goblin.
I just want to say I was very close to making my character a goblin. So
I thought about that. I was trying to go with this backstory of my Goliath being imprisoned by goblins and kept for gladiatorial games as sort of a target practice, if you will.
I was
Poor
also
bastard.
pretty close to making it a goblin.
Oh, geez, that would have been beautiful, eh? Imagine
full
trying to...
party of goblins.
Yeah, how would I get your character into the party? Yes. A bunch of goblins come up to you.
And I run like hell.
Yes. Oh, man. All right, roll a new character. Okay, so with the rather rich guy that had his necklace almost stolen, leaving, and the Goliath seemingly calmed down. Now he's out of sight of the goblin. Cecil, you're still back with the goblin, yeah, Cecil?
Yes, I'm saying things like, "I swear I just met this guy. I don't even know this guy."
And Tag, you are in the market area, yeah? What did we say you were doing again?
I'm looking at properties with
That's right.
my marks. And I'm trying to find out. Like I'm nitpicking kind of everything.
Oh, there's black mold on this house. Nope, can't. That sort of deal.
Yeah.
You got the black plague.
Yeah. Ooh, it smells like bubonia here. Ooh. So you're moving around, probably coming from the southern bit. Maybe they're perhaps stopping for lunch when you see a god-awful collection of strange people. I mean, this town has got all sorts. It has goblins running stalls, but you've never seen a Goliath, a Dragonborn, a Drow, and a Kobold all gathered in one place. You've heard of it, but only in jokes. And it usually begins, they walk into a pub. These are all standing out in the open in the market. A couple of them are conversing, and one of them appears to be in the midst of buying a cart and a horse. Also, the guy that showed you over, Cecil, he's bought 2 beasts as well, and he's paid 30 gold for each. So it looks like 20 gold for a cart, 30 for a beast.
Okay. How much money do I have again? Is it just we're not keeping track of it? But
It's currency weight was what I'm not tracking. You do have currency. You have like 2 PP, which is about 200 gold, and then you have like 2 gold, 2 silver, 2 copper.
okay, thanks.
So do you?
Oh, we kept that?
Yeah, that's 200 gold. I don't mind. It's like double the starting gold. It's fine. So yeah, Tag, do you
So
do
I'm
anything to this
definitely
group?
looking high up. Like I'm dressed well above my actual means, and I would just look to them and say, "Is it common to have this kind of people in this town?" Indicating the Goliath, and who's probably half mud, the Dragonborn, and
Just as eclectic
Drow.
group of strangers.
Yeah, and especially since I'm playing elf, like Drow is like even more like,
Okay, so the people
At least on the surface, Drow.
yeah, these people you're talking with look at you rather horrified, and they say, "Okay, I think we've had quite enough for today. I think you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed, and we need to approach this from another angle tomorrow. I'll leave you. You can get yourself something to eat, something to drink, and we will see you at your hotel in the morning. But please, bring a better attitude. We are an all-inclusive town here. That is part of our major draw." And he sort of
Except
storms
dragons.
off.
I would roll my eyes as soon as they're gone, find an alley, pull off the top layer of my clothes, and so I'm more comfortable and shift into a human form and move back through the crowd to go see what's going on.
Okay. So you do so. You go and Superman in the nearest phone booth and come out as a human and make your way over to the strange group where the deal is being finalized. So Ciso, are you buying something? Are you going to buy a car?
Well, out of character, I'm trying to get someone else to pay for it.
Okay.
So I'd probably tell the goblin that I'd be right back, and I'd want to see what's going on with this this Goliath that was supposed to be coming with me.
Okay. So you do so. Goblin sort of nods. All right. And you make your way around the corner to where all this hullabaloo is. Just as a tag, you're probably not going to get you to describe your human. I'm sure you change often. So you're just a fairly run-of-the-mill human right now.
Yeah, attractive and charismatic looking, so like there's a little bit of trust built in, but pretty nondescript.
Okay. So just as a human's walking around the corner with you, you sort of see this strange group of people, the Dragonborn, the Goliath, and the Drow, just having a talk. The Drow sort of yarning with the Goliath, and the Goliath just finishing talking about how he doesn't really trust or like goblins. Some unfortunate history between them.
I really wish you had kept the noble image on the human.
Do you say anything?
Otherwise,
Susan?
fine.
Yep.
Sorry. Uthgard, what is going on over here? Who are your friends?
I don't know friends. I know people I bump into to this one, and you know, I don't trust goblins, so I not deal with goblin.
Oh, but the goblin has what we need.
But goblin may take me back. I don't trust goblins.
Okay, and I'll turn to I guess Durga,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll ask what business do you have with Uthgard here?
He just bumped into me.
Very well then, be gone, and I'll wave him away.
Durga, you're waving away.
Whatever you say, Tiny.
I'm gonna halt him and say, no, I bumped into him. He needs ale. I buy you ale.
Do you stay, Durga?
I don't know if that is necessary, but okay. Okay, look, I'm gonna buy this horse, and you don't have to deal with the goblin, but you're still coming, right?
Yes, I've definitely got to go to mountain, but I really need to buy ale. This man here injured by me, and where I come from, if we injure someone, we buy them beer.
Cecil will sigh heavily and turn back to go buy the horse and cart.
Unable to convince anyone to buy your cart for you.
It was worth a try, right?
It was, absolutely. Oh, never spend gold you don't need to.
Yeah.
Where?
Like, is it bad? I was wondering how hard it would be to steal a horse. And what I would roll for it.
Yes, that's very bad. No, it would be possible if you wanted to steal
Because
one.
it
There are no
wouldn't really
horses
be-
here, but there's
Because
certainly caravans nearby.
It wouldn't really be thievery when it's a like living being. It would
Well,
be more like
The
animal
owner might
husbandry.
disagree. Certainly thievery from the owner.
It wouldn't be a thievery role. More like the animal husbandry or something.
Like a persuasion roll, maybe.
Yeah, persuade the animal.
Yeah,
Animal handling. I don't think there is that.
yeah. I think it's under nature.
Probably, yeah, nature or stealth that you get away without them noticing. Okay, so what were you saying there, Tag, as well? Just before?
Noticing these gentlemen purchasing a cart, I would ask, where are you fellows heading?
To the pub.
Yeah, which one are you addressing? Because I feel like those would be two very different answers.
After the pub, like you're buying a cart, you guys leaving town?
Yes, we're heading to Mountain after beer.
I will turn to the now human and ask, do you live here?
No, I'm just passing through. Came down on a riverboat a few days ago. I'm looking to head south. If anyone's heading that way.
I curse under my breath in Draconic and start walking off, start asking people about my father.
So everyone's happy to go to the pub?
Except for me. I'll wind up at the pub later, but I'm still asking people if they've seen my father.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll buy this horse and cart first, and then I guess I'll follow my bodyguard
Yeah.
to the pub.
Okay. So Hengilian, roll me a streetwise. Go looking around.
Ooh.
All right, I still haven't chosen which one I would pick inside the streetwise.
Oh, do you get a choice still to do?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, it's not that important right now, but yeah, I still need to do it. Probably gonna go inside since,
So you start asking around again, getting much of the same sort of welcome you're getting before. One guy. What's the name of this man you're looking for, by the way?
Jakir, Jakir.
He sort of pipes up with a, "Ah, yes, I know this man. I have his whereabouts. I have his information. For the right price, I give you it all. You wish to
I'm
buy
gonna
10 gold pieces,
I'm
and
gonna
I lead
bulk
you
up.
to Jacobea."
I'm gonna bulk up to my full size, glare down at him, and very angrily say, "You'll tell me where my father is now."
Roll intimidate.
He really chose a bad mark.
Holy shit! He sort of cowers under the stare and the glint of your scale. He says, "You said Jakir. I thought you said Jacob. I'm sorry. I do not know. I've got to leave." And he just turns and runs. Obviously trying to scam you. Not having a shred of information to give you, unfortunately.
I grumble under my breath and head towards the tavern.
As you do, and as Cecil, you were buying the carriage and heading over there, yeah?
Yep. I guess would this guy allow haggling? Like, it's not a big deal. I just want to know if it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That's just the kind of person that Cecil is, you know.
Yeah, he's a goblin. Of course he'll haggle. Just not in the way that you hope.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me a diplomacy if you'd like to haggle with him. And how much are you trying to haggle him down to?
I'm just trying to get it as low as I can.
Okay. He eventually relents and offers to give you 2 horses to pull a large cart for 70 gold.
I'll scoop that offer up like right away.
Okay. So you get 2 draft horses and a a cart that's obviously, or carriage that's obviously big enough for the two, but also has an interior. So the other carriage was just basically a seat and a tray. This one here has a small single seat interior that you can sit inside.
And so I'd have 1 platinum, 32 gold left. Okay.
All right. And as you and Hengilian are heading to the pub, the other 3 have long since gone, and you guys have made it to the pub and started drinking. But as you and Hengilian are heading to the pub, there's a bit of a cry and a bit of a commotion coming from one of the stalls nearby. And as you approach, can I get a perception check from the both of you?
Wait, I was going to the pub too, by the way.
Yeah, you guys went straight to the pub. Cecil and Hengilian had delays, so
Oh,
they bought the
yeah.
cart and looked around.
I don't see anything.
Not a lot, no. And Cecil? That's
So I'm
right. He makes up for it. No, that's cool. You start getting used to it. It's more than fun. So as you're going along, to sort of see what this hullabaloo is, it's mostly on the way to the pub, so you don't have to go too far out of your way. About 1.5 foot tall ball of fur, like matted, oily fur, shoots out between the legs of some surprised crowd members and across the way you're walking and into a drain nearby. Hengilian, you didn't see much more than that it was a small ball of fur, but Cecil, it appeared to be a grossly oversized rat, and you can't be sure, but it almost looked like it had something clutched in its claws, or at least one of its claws, and it seemed to be running on 2 feet.
Oh, wow. I'm going to exclaim in Draconic. I'm going to say like an expletive as it surprises me.
All right.
I say, holy fuck, in Draconic.
All right.
And just instinctually, I'll go language.
The crowd that it shot out of as well, you start to hear some more panicked cries crying out. Though this time less in surprise, more you hear a single woman sort of wailing and a few shouts for guards. Alarm! Alarm! Seems to be a bit of a commotion.
I'll take off towards the commotion.
Okay.
I'll take off towards the pub.
None of your business.
Not my lane.
Okay. So sorry, voices again. Who went to the pub?
Hengilian did.
Okay, perfect. So Cecil, you're going to the commotion.
No, Cecil's going to the pub.
Yeah, I'm going to the commotion.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused. All right. So you go to the commotion and you see laying on the ground, surrounded by a ring of people. You sort of push your way through, and you can see a man, just a human, who appears to be wearing sort of commoner clothes, laying on the ground with his throat torn open. Blood drips from it. He's very much dead, and in his hands is sort of clenched shut in the shape of a fist, but in amongst his fingers you see small tufts of fur.
I'll ask what happened.
The crowd sort of general murmurs of, I don't know it, I didn't see it, but someone cries out, a little rodent demon, it's stabbed him, tore out his throat with its teeth. He couldn't stop it. It went that way, and it points back the way that you saw that little ball of fur shoot back out as well.
Damn me in my alignment. I go and check out where he disappeared.
All right. So you go to where you saw it go into the drain, and it is just basically a drain hole. There's no metal grate or anything over it. It's big enough to whatever you saw running past would be able to slip into it, but you definitely not a chance.
All right. Do I see any guards?
There's a few guards that are heading over to the man who was killed.
Can I see a way that would fit me down into the drain?
Not in the immediate area, no.
Does it have to be in one piece?
If he wants to be alive.
I'm kind of useless in pieces. Alright, I growl into the drain and then head towards the pub.
As you growl, you can almost be sure you hear a skittering patter of a wet footstep. Just for a brief second. And then you head to the tavern. And there, I'm actually going to end it. As you head to the pub to drink with the others. I'm going to go and help the missus into bed. She's got a broken as fuck ankle and is wanting to go to bed early. But yeah, this is sort of like a normal-ish ending time. As I say, we can go for an hour longer, but that would be sort of hard cut off. I'd aim to be finished between now and then most night. I hope that was an interesting entrance for you guys, get you guys acquainted.